Are you ahead of schedule supersizing and growing your business? Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, and our idiom today is ahead of schedule. This is also an idiom from the 20th century. It's tied to the Industrial Revolution and to the fact and to emphasize that time is indeed a valuable resource. And it comes from the world of time management and project management. So in the 20th century, this is when this concept, the idea of time, managing time, planning, project planning all came into being. It means completing a task or a project earlier than is expected, planned for, or anticipated. I don't know about you, but I love getting things done ahead of schedule. I set goals. I've set goals for decades, but I love achieving them before I thought I was going to actually achieve them, or before the deadline I set for myself, because like most people that set smart or SMART goals, I have them time bound so that I know exactly what I'm working toward, and so that I can break them down into little bite-sized pieces so I can take little steps to be moving toward them all the time. But what does this have to do with building and growing and supersizing our business? The whole idea of schedules and scheduling comes into play here. The idea of, number one, having a plan so we actually have a roadmap to where we're going, and some of the ways we think we're going to get there, chances are our plans are not correct. I don't know that I've ever written a business plan that was actually implementable from the get-go without changes and restructuring and new information, because as we actually take action toward the thing that we want, all of the factors that influence it change, and they're changing all the time. So we need to be flexible in our scheduling and planning. I think I've actually probably used a lot, and I'm sure there's more now with apps and everything, of the different time management, project planning tools that are on the market. And that applies to scheduling tools at all, as well. Gantt charts, different planning and mapping out your time and scheduling from a personal standpoint. I think the most recent one of someone else's I used was Victoria Gallagher, and prior to her was, oh my gosh, I'm blanking out on his name. I can totally see his face. Anyway, somebody else, another entrepreneurial leader. I used his for about a year. I used his system of scheduling and planning and asking questions that keep us moving forward. And then I stopped, because I find that creating my own systems and tweaking them so that they exactly work for me keeps me ahead of schedule, keeps me planning. So our plans, our goals, our events all need to be on a schedule. We need to know when we need to be where, etc. Projected dates make it possible that we can all be working toward a common goal, so that we have common understanding of the deadlines, accountability, who's responsible for what when it comes to complex projects and things. And all those things help us to grow and build and supersize our business. Now, if you are wanting to supersize and grow your business, chances are you've got processes in place, literally documented flow charts and processes for how this happens in your organization. Not the details of it, but how the overall project planning and time management and scheduling is done for different areas and aspects of your business. Each department, if you're working with other people, you have to have a schedule and expectations of when you expect people to be to work and where you expect them to be, etc. Came out a lot in this whole work from home movement. I'm going to call it a movement that came about as part of the COVID pandemic. I'm not going to say if it's good, bad, ugly, or otherwise, because I was working from home and having my own businesses prior to that. So I'm an exception, not the rule when it comes to that. So love to know your take on this, ahead of schedule. How do you feel about completing things and tasks ahead of schedule? I figured this one out back in school, probably in high school, not grade school, but high school for sure, that just because a paper was due in 2 months or 3 months didn't mean you waited till 2 days before to start working on it. And I would set myself an ahead of time goal or a due date for that assignment, so I would make sure I had everything done and ready. So if I had to make last minute tweaks and changes, I could do that, because I wasn't right butt up against the deadline. And I do that in my businesses as well. So love to know your take on this. Share in the comments below, and I'll of course see you tomorrow with another interesting business idiom, what it means, where it came from, and how you might use it to supersize and grow your business. Have a great day.